Hi, Damien here for Automotive Superstore, and this is Kenwood's DMX7525DABS. That last bit meaning it's got digital radio built in, and if you're after a 7-inch doubled-in style screen for your car and you want digital radio, you're going to want to check this one out. It's the most affordable digital radio equipped screen on the market, but it doesn't mean it skimps on features. Actually, it's got better features than a lot of rivals worth more than this one. Let's check it out. So first up, let's talk about the features. CarPlay, Android Auto, wired and wireless, yes. Smartphone mirroring, wireless, yes. So that's a great start. Also the screen, 1280 by 720 pixels, that's HD. That's really nice to have at this price point. Now, so long as they were in MP4 format, of course the unit played 1080p videos just fine. When I tried my high resolution audio tracks, it supported FLAC and WAV, but it wouldn't play back my AIF format files, but it did play up to 96 kilohertz and 24-bit. Front, rear and subwoofer RCA pre-outs that are 3 volts RMS, the internal amplifier, 22 watts RMS by 4, a single USB on the back of this one, but it is 2.1 amps of charging, but has front and rear camera inputs. Now compare that, for example, to Alpine's ILX702D. Now that's a pretty old unit now, but still technically available, but it's more expensive. It doesn't have wireless CarPlay or Android Auto. It doesn't have smartphone mirroring of any kind. It's an SD screen, so it's only standard definition. It's only got one camera input. It's only a 1.5 amp charging USB. The internal amp's only 16 by 4, and it's got much more basic signal processing. Now the other unit to compare to is Pioneer's SBH DA77DAB. This is still a high performer. The Pioneer only still has a standard definition screen. It doesn't have screen mirroring at all for either type of phone. The Pioneer does have dual phone Bluetooth. Let's have a look at what else comes in the box besides the unit itself. So obviously there's the main power harness. In this case it goes from Kenwood to ISO, and that saves you buying a Kenwood to ISO harness. Most cars these days will play with that. You can go from ISO to your car just by buying that particular patch lead to suit your specific vehicle. You get a GPS antenna that's for the Wi-Fi system to connect for wireless CarPlay and Android Auto and that smartphone mirroring. You get your microphone for your Bluetooth there. This is a little adapter. If your car has 3-wire style steering wheel controls, it'll adapt across to the 3.5mm plug-in. Just some screws and stuff to mount this into your car, and then your owner's manual. Let's dive into the menus and have a look at the other features. We launch in Android Auto mode, where you can access your apps by swiping up and down. Here's CarPlay. You swipe left and right for the apps for this one. Back to the main menu. The little icon on the side here gives us access to all our sources. This unit also has HDMI input. Click the gear icon. First setup is Bluetooth. You can connect 2 phones at once. In the display screen there are a bunch of preset wallpapers you can choose from. You can also change the screen and put the clock on the left or the right, and there are a couple of different clock designs to choose from. In input, that's actually your camera inputs, your steering wheel learning, and here you'll find your connection modes for your smartphone mirroring. In system, it's your time, the versions of your software that you can update. And here under DSP is the signal processing. Let's talk about the crossover first. We have front, rear and subwoofer with phase inversion. The frequency in 2-way mode can be set like this. The subwoofer output can actually run full range. The slopes are variable between 6, 12, 18 and 24 dB per octave, and each channel has its own gain level. The front crossover can also be varied through the same frequencies. This is in 2-way mode and the same frequency slopes. It also has tweeter gain. You can see here on the graphic that it shows where the treble is You can have a small, medium or large tweeter, and you can adjust the treble output this way. This crossover also has a 3-way network mode that has a separate mid-range, tweeter and subwoofer output as an option instead of 2-way, which is front, rear and subwoofer. In simple crossover mode, your other choice is to select the size of speaker and its location. Here we have the EQ, and there are 13 bands to tune with, plus a series of preset EQ curves you can choose from. Down here we have bass extension, and the subwoofer channel level control is here as well. Into position DTA, which is digital time alignment. There is a preset mode you can play with. Maybe this will work for you if you don't really know how to tune time alignment yourself, or you can go into pro mode and you can set the delay and the level for each independent channel correctly. Next up, fader and balance. You can use the toggle to go around, hit center to come back to the middle. Volume offset is so you can set the relative levels of all of your sources. Volume adjust is things like your media, your phone, your voice navigation levels. In sound effect, we've got bass boost in 1, 2, 3 or off, loudness in low, high or off. You can turn the beep tone off, and you can actually turn the built-in amplifier off to cut down in a bit of heat the dashboard. Then you can set all of these for memory. And so that's Kenwood's DMX7525DABS. I think it's probably the best value, fully featured DAB equipped double DIN head unit on the market right now. So if you want to grab one, there'll be a link down below. Way down there, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.